building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Down out, I was worth it and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became.
You know, but let's go into twin flames, because honestly, there's a lot of, I think, fluffy bullshit out there on twin flames, and I think that there is a lot of just want to sell you some shit. 90 days, you got your twin. Do the work, you'll get your twin.
I hate when I see people begging for their twin. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. Please stop. Please stop
Right.
it. They're like, oh, I hope I find my twin. It's like, please stop wishing for this.
It's like no one who is a twin in their right fucking minds is telling you, yes, go find your twin. Everybody is like, run now.
Exactly.
Just run. Find you a soulmate. You will be fucking happy.
Yes. I want the soulmate. Oh my God.
I'm like, no true twin is selling this shit. I'm sorry. I have not.
No, they weren't. Except that one, it's like one or two twins that I used to listen to. And to me, they were just being the most authentic on social media. Anybody else that was talking all this heaven-like relationship, I'm like, you guys are soulmates. You just don't know it. You just both are spiritual. This is not some twin flame stuff.
Right.
So
I haven't met none. I think I know one couple that is an actual twin flame couple that's what they call themselves. And I haven't met anybody else. And I'm like, out of the 3 years that I've been sitting in this seat, I'm like, no, there's more to this shit that they're not telling us. There's more. And I don't believe that your twin is someone that you have to end up with, nor do I believe that is the ultimate soulmate romantic partner for you.
But that's what's being pushed, is that you should stay with your twin flame, or you guys are supposed to be together because that's your twin. It's like, oh my God, that's so damaging. You know, it just takes you longer to learn the lesson that way because you have it in your head that you're supposed to be with your twin. So, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that twin. I mean, and that's majority of my clients. And you guys, I love you guys, and yes, I will continue to help you guys. But it is crazy. I've been in the seat of the craziness in the beginning, because you do want to understand whoever's what I feel is whoever's a true twin flame is going crazy at some point, and they're trying to understand what's going on, because the twin flame dynamic is nothing like anybody else you've ever experienced, right? It does have this intensity that's different. It does have this something that just kind of really pushes you on some level. But that part of the mirror, when people talk about the mirror, I feel like is one of the indications. Everybody is a mirror in our life. Everyone coming towards us is a projection of our soul. And I think people confuse that with the twin flame dynamic of what that is. To me, when I try to tell people how to decipher that, is because everyone is a mirror. The only thing with the twin is there's no running. I feel like there's no running. Other people, you can run. You can put your mask on and you can pretend. I don't feel you can do that with the twin flame. There's just no it's gone. That filter that you used to use. And you have to, you're upfront with your demons, not their demons, because they got their own shit. You're upfront with your demons. And so I feel like that's one of the big indicators for me of trying to decipher, is this my twin flame? Because that's always the questions. Is this my twin flame?
Exactly.
How do I know if it's my twin flame?
And I also feel like for me it was just that whole path of enlightenment that came from it, and just feeling a death with him, just feeling like I had died, and then just that whole path of enlightenment that came afterwards. And I was just like, he did that. He activated that. That had to be him. Right. Yeah. So that's what,
like a death, like a stripping of a part of you, or many. I've went through so many ego deaths in this.
I know.
There's not just one, you guys. There's not just one, especially if you're on the twin
It's
flame
not. It's not.
journey.
Yeah.
Several levels of ego deaths.
It really is. That's funny too about like the ego deaths. I don't know if it's a thing after you get awakened that happens, but I feel like
Right,
I recently had another ego death too.
right, right.
And it was from one of those temporary contracts. It was so
Um,
short-lived, but it was kind of like the soul was still learning and feeding from that
right.
energy to the point where it just felt like I'm dying. Like this is horrible. And the
Wow.
only difference that I noticed was that with my twin, it was like a non-functional death. Like I had given up on work, and just my focus in life was just like gone. It was gone.
Right.
All I could think about was him and when we were going to get back together. This particular time, what I don't know who or what this guy was. Um, Even maybe it'll be revealed to me at some point. But I
Mhm.
just know I went through another death. But the difference is that I was still able to function in life. It's more
Right.
like he was a running program in the background of
Mhm.
my mind and my soul. But I was, still functioning with life and just going on with life. All at
Right.
the same time dying. It was so sad.
That shit is it's hard. Well,
It is.
it's death to an old version of you that just can't exist
Mhm.
anymore. And so when you
Mhm.
and it's crazy because when you keep going up your vibrations, right? We keep excelling and it ascending, that part of you can't go. And it's like the only analogy I kind of use is that the snake shedding its skin and how harsh
Mhm.
it is. And you can't. You've outgrown it. You've
Yeah.
outgrown that identity. But it's
Yeah.
still like, wait a minute. That part of you is like, wait a minute, don't leave me. I've been here for so long. Why are you leaving me? We had so much fun. You
And
can't
that's
get
another
back.
thing. It's like when you are on that spiritual path, it's always gonna be like, okay, now forget everything you just learned. And it's just like, wait, I just mastered this,
Right.
forget it. Go next lesson. And it's like, oh my God, like what is happening? What type of ascension is this? It's
Right.
like
I'm like, wait a minute. It's like, and it's kind of like yearly now. It's like become a yearly thing that I'm
Mhm.
like in this point because I just went through this like a couple months ago. And of course, more people were kind of stripped out of my life. And
Yeah.
I was just like, so this is becoming a lonely path again. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then I start questioning my path. I start questioning where I'm at. I'm questioning my whole life purpose. And then, of course,
Yeah.
there comes the reminders of who you are, what you're doing, and why, the whys of it. And even with the twin, because this past is when the ending, like the real ending. Well, I don't know. Is there really a real ending? Who fucking knows?
And
But
yeah, not really. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Yeah, I think you guys are always like attached,
right,
and they're always going to show up again, or you end up showing up again. I still don't feel like necessarily for a relationship.
right,
I like to think of it more so like a charge, and then it's
right,
just like, okay, you got your charge,
right.
disperse, and yeah, I don't really think it ends.
Yeah. I was like, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase the ending because I think if you do have a real ending where you've never seen this person again, that's probably not your twin. I don't know if
Right.
twins ever really, really, really disconnect for too long. I
Mhm.
know that some people talk
Mhm.
about years, and then depending on the person. But at some point, I do think you cross paths, you come back. There's that still that connection, like you've never ever left. Like
Yeah.
um, when like me and my daughter's father, we split. And I remember us like trying to come back together and mess around, and it was like, oh no, this ain't
Right.
this,
Like that's not happening.
yeah, there's like zero chemistry. Like this is
Right.
done. Like this is done. But I noticed with my twin, I could go a year and not see my twin, and then see my twin, and it was like the fucking that flame, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
and I kept trying to prove to myself he's a karmic. I'm like, no, I'm gonna prove this time when I see him. I'm gonna be like, whatever. And then it's just like, what the fuck was this? Like, oh, here we
Mhm.
go again.
Mhm.
Just you guys if you're twin flame, just don't go chasing it. I always try to say one thing when people are talking about twins. I'm like, do you know what your purpose is? That's what I kind of gravitate to with people,
Yeah.
because I feel like it is a highly spiritual connection, and it does come with
Mhm.
you understanding yourself, and coming into who am I and what the fuck you came here
Exactly.
for, right?
Mhm.
My biggest thing is trying to help people go back to themselves, because you know how it is, and all you can care about is them. You feel like you
Exactly.
want to save them from their life, you want to save them from all their issues, and you haven't looked at not one fucking issue inside of you. You haven't looked at your abandonment, your fucking childhood trauma. You haven't looked at any of that,
I
but you're like, he
know.
needs me, but he can't make it without me. My love is gonna change him. No, no, it fucking isn't. Your love is repulsive in the beginning. Run. It's crazy. It's crazy the beginning of these paths of what it is. And
It
it's just like
is. Yeah,
all
I
the
usually dream about mine before he appears too. It's like, oh no, like it's a consistent dreams. I'm like, oh no, he's coming. He's coming back.
I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became.